Good evening, everybody. Bronco with Bronco's Gaming World. We're back today with some Marvel Champions. We're playing the third mission of the Rise of the Red Skull today. I'm going to turn my background music down just a little bit, just in case it's a little too loud. Anybody on chat, let me know if it's still too loud. I don't want it to be blasting, but I wouldn't mind it being there for, a little bit of a background ambiance. Anyways, so today we're doing the third mission in the Rise of the Red Skull campaign in Marvel Champions. We're taking a look right here at the I Can Do This All Day Captain America Steve Rogers deck. It is pretty much the same deck that we've been running the whole way through here. The deck is really strong and on the defensive side. Typically being able to defend with 3 to 4 defense, which stops most standard attacks from most of the villains that we've encountered. He also has a bunch of retaliate with Captain America's shield, along with if we're able to get it out, the electrostatic armor, which also does a point of damage anytime we defend against an attacking character. So we're defending, dropping 2 points of damage every single time we defend. There's a ton of readying effects on top of his base ability of I Can Do This All Day, which is an action I can discard a card from my hand to ready Captain America once per round, which is absolutely fantastic for him. So I can ready that way, on top of the fact that I have cards like Indomitable in my deck. So after my hero defends, I discard Indomitable to ready my hero, as well as Desperate Defense, where if I defend and stuff the attack and take no damage, it also readies Captain America, which, again, all those are things that allow me to do damage and be ready to do additional actions. A huge amount of action advantage. Counterpunch, another thing that happens that helps me as soon as I defend, says after my hero defends against an enemy attack, I deal damage equal to my hero's attack. So boom, he hits me. I do 2 with electrostatic armor and retaliate, and then I can hit him for 2 more with the counterpunch. So that's how the deck functions. It really functions off of being able to defend. It doesn't mean that I don't have some direct attack abilities just inherent to Captain America's base card set. He's got 3 heroic strikes, which are just monster cards for him. They also stun if I'm able to use a physical resource to pay for it. Cards like First Hit allow me to deal with some of the smaller minions, or in a pinch, I can use it to just directly attack the villain. True Grit is another card that triggers off of me defending. After a hero defends against an enemy attack, I can remove threat from the scheme equal to my thwarts. Kind of the opposite of Counterpunch. Cost me 1 to do it instead of free for Counterpunch, but being able to thwart after I defend as well is another huge boon for the deck. I have a little bit of healing in there with Night Nurse, being able to get rid of status cards if I need to. Endurance if I need to boost my health a little higher. Armored Vest to increase my defense to 4. Not including the cards that we've gained from the campaign, like basic defense. My game. Well, I had my game all set up, but it disconnected, so I'm going to restart that. But the basic defense gives him +3 hit points and +1 defense. So just straight up with Captain America, his shield and basic defense, which is a boon card that I earned at the end of the Absorbing Man mission, gives him a base defense of 4. So really tough for enemies to actually do a whole lot of damage to them, at least through their attacks. It doesn't mean that there won't be other ways that they can do it. The one thing that I do lack a little bit is the ability to do anything to the encounter deck. I do have preemptive strikes, which allow me to negate boost cards and turn those boosted icons into damage against the villain. Again, more things I can do when I'm defending. Captain America's always been seen as a defender for all things good and just. Well, this deck, I think, truly represents that. So hopefully that'll continue working today against Taskmaster. And some issues with the Marvel Champions app here on Octagon. Hopefully there's no problems, because I had it up and then it disconnected me. So we'll hopefully not have any further issues. But so tonight we're playing Marvel Champions. I'm running my stream a little later than normal tonight, but that's going to be just fine, I think. And And then tomorrow, around 4 o'clock Eastern time, I'm going to be playing the finale of the Dunwich Legacy campaign for Arkham Horror with our girl, Jenny Barnes. And she is going to be wheeling in there with 3 mental trauma, which is terrible. And we're going to be journeying to another dimension. So that's going to be some sandblasting action tomorrow. After we get done today dispatching Taskmaster, let's take a look and see where it goes. From here, I think we find Armin Zola. Yep. So we're going to get Zola in the next game, and then the finale of the Rise of the Red Skull campaign, we actually fight Red Skull himself. But while we're waiting for Octagon to queue itself up, let's go ahead and read the scenario for Taskmaster tonight. Oh, Octagon, come in. All right, it says scenario 3 is Taskmaster. It says, with Absorbing Man in shield custody and Madam Hydra in the wind, you're flying back to Avengers Towers to plan your next move when all reality is changed in a flash of a yellow light. When you reach New York City, you are shocked to find the Avengers Towers emblazoned with the Hydra banner. But before you can process what has happened, an explosion rocks your Quinjet and you crash land in the nearby city. On the ground, you find all of New York is under Hydra rule. Anti-hero propaganda is plastered on every corner, and squads of Hydra soldiers patrol the streets. They are led by the notorious Taskmaster, Hydra's new chief of police. He's going door to door, hunting down heroes and locking them up. He fired a surface-to-air missile that brought you down, and now he's searching for you. All right, so the villain deck is going to be Taskmaster 1 and 2 because we're not playing the expert mode. We also are going to get the main scheme of hunting down the heroes. The encounter deck is going to be the Taskmaster set, the Hydra Patrol set, the standard set. The Weapons Master sets is not going to be used in the standard version of this mission. All right, looks like Octagon came back up for us. Thank goodness. Marvel. All right. All right, it also says the campaign setup instruction says each player searches their deck for all cards with the setup keyword and puts them into play. We will do that. Oh, Octagon, you're killing me right now. And then it says shuffle each experimental attachment recorded in the campaign log in the encounter deck. The 2 experimental attachments were the power gauntlets and the energy shield. So those will get shuffled into the villain's encounter deck. And then we're not doing any of the expert mode. So the expert mode stuff for the campaign is kind of cool because the expert mode says like each player's hit points, they stay the same. You don't actually get to heal in between each mission, and gives you options to do things like add an obligation into the encounter deck to heal yourself, which is kind of a cool little aspect of things. But overall, here we are. Finally came up. So there's just extra things you can do to make the game a little bit more challenging. In my opinion, based on my skill level, it's pretty much challenging enough as it is. So I'm going to kind of just let it be. You know, what is going on with Octagon tonight? I think it was working good earlier. Apologize, chat, but that having some what is it in Idiocracy? Some technological difficulties. So we're having some technological difficulties, but it's coming around here. All right. Yo, Taskmaster, there he is. There's the Taskmaster. He has arrived. And here comes our hero, Captain America. Let's go. There we go. All right, there we go, guys. Sorry for the delay on that. All right, so we got Taskmaster. He's a villain. He's got one scheme to attack. He's a Hydra mercenary. He has a forced response of after a player changes to hero form, they discard the top card of the encounter deck and take damage equal to the number of boost icons on that card. He's got some flavor text on there. It says, "There's nothing you can do that I can't do better." We'll see about that, you jackass. All right, his main scheme is hunting down the heroes. We already discussed earlier all the modular sets and everything that will go in. The setup is set each captive ally aside out of play and search the encounter deck for Hydra Patrol and put it into play and shove the encounter deck. There is Hydra Patrol. We'll read that in a second. We've seen him before. Hydra Patrol is a pain in the ass. Over here, underneath my head, you'll see like my cursor down here is the deck of captured allies. I do not know which ones they are or which ones will come off the deck if we ever find them, but we are looking to try to free them. All right, so their side scheme here is Hydra Patrol. It has some flavor text. It says Hydra soldiers perform routine patrols to maintain control of their territory. When defeated, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and puts it into play, engage with them, and then you shuffle the encounter deck. And it has the priority icon here, which means I have to deal with this before I deal with the main scheme. In the main scheme, side 1B of Hunting Down the Hero says the notorious Taskmaster has been appointed Hydra's chief of police and his top priority is hunting down outlaw heroes. All right, and Hunting Down the Heroes has a forced response that says after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, which is going to be putting one threat on the main scheme, each player in hero form must choose to either place one threat here or take 1 damage. So each turn I'm going to have, if I'm in my hero form, I've got to figure out what I want to do as far as that's concerned. All right, so we also have a group of campaign cards here that we need to pull out because we have a handful of new skills that we get. We get our laser cannon. I have yet to use that. And the basic defense upgrade. So there is that. Close that. And then we are also going to create the 2 experimental weapons that they had. So we're going to put the power gauntlet and the energy shield. All right, so we shuffle the energy shield and the power gauntlet into the encounter deck, so they'll go in here. Shuffle those. And then we get the basic defense and the laser cannon. All right, the basic defense says it's an upgrade, permanent, and I put it in on the setup. It says I get +3 hit points and my hero's defense is +1. So we will go over here and increase my hit points to 14. And then my base defense is +1. Here's my opening hand here. So actually not, man, my opening hand is pretty dang good. I'm not too mad about that. Then we have our old laser cannon. It is a setup upgrade, so it ends up on the board at the beginning of the game. So hero action, I can discard this card and remove it from the campaign log. And I deal 5 damage to the villain and each enemy engaged with me. So if I get myself just completely buried, I can whip out the laser cannon and just nuke all these guys. So hopefully that'll... hopefully I won't need that, if I'm being honest, because it would be nice to not have to burn that up. All right, guys, that's a brief look at everything for the setup. We're ready to get into turn one of our game here. All right. First off, do I want to mulligan out of my hand? Honestly, I don't. I don't think I do. My opening hand is pretty good. Yeah. All right. So the setup for Steve Rogers is he's a living legend. So he reduces the cost of the first ally played by 1, which I don't have any allies in my hand, so it's not relevant. Then he has a setup. I search my deck and discard pile for the Captain America shield upgrade and add it to my hand and shuffle my deck. It is not in my opening hand, but I do get to go find it. And where is it? There it is, right there. All right, so I put that in my opening hand, and I will shuffle my deck. All right. So every game of Marvel Champions, it starts with the heroes phase, which is what happens at the end of the round. So in this round, I will be Steve Rogers. I do not have anything that I can really do as Steve Rogers, but I'm not ready to take some damage just yet. So I can play some cards here. So the first cards I'm going to play, I'm going to discard Shield Block because I don't think I'm going to need that. And I will put my shield out. Then I'm going to discard Momentum Shift to pay for Electrostatic Armor. So now I defend for 4, and I do 2 damage back when they hit me. I have True Grit here ready to play, and I'm willing to toss Heroic Strike in the ocean in order to try to keep the threat down, since if it gets to 12, I lose, and we don't want that to happen. Yeah, there is no stage 2 or anything to the main scheme. This one is if the stage is completed, they win. So I lose. So we don't want to get to that point. All right, folks, here we go. So I'm going to flip. And Taskmaster says when I flip, I have to flip the top encounter card. And I take damage equal to any of its boost icons. None. So nothing. We will discard that. All right, so we have flipped. And I will use my basic ability of 2 thwart. And I will thwart the Hydra Patrol, getting rid of that. And it tells me that I must go find a Hydra enemy and put it into play with me. And it just says put it into play. It does not mean reveal it and put it into play. So that is key, because there are certain things that happen, like when you reveal them, that happens. In this respect here, like the Hydra regular that I'm going to pick, it says in Sight 1, it says when this card is revealed, place 1 threat on it. This card will not be revealed from the encounter deck. It will be just put into play. So it does not give the 1 insight. So here we go. All right, I am not going to discard a card for I can do this all day, even though I could. Do I want to? Actually, I will. I'll discard Heroic Strike to ready myself. And I will attack the Hydra Soldier and just wipe him out and get him out of here. So he goes away. All right, that's going to be the end of our turn, so we advance. And we are into the villains phase. All right, so at the beginning of the villains phase, main scheme gets 1 threat. We deal a boost card to him. I will defend against his attack because he will attack me since I am in hero form. And his attack is going to be for 2 plus a boost icon on the bottom plus 1 for 3. My defense is 2, 3, 4, so we bounce it. So nothing. And my retaliate does 1. And now my electrostatic armor does 1. And that's going to be all I can do there. So he's going to now draw an encounter card for this turn. And his encounter card is, when revealed, in hero form, the villain and each minion engaged with you attacks. There's no minions, but he will attack me again, and he gets a boost card here. I already used, I can do this all day this turn, so I cannot I was not anticipating getting attacked again. However, before we proceed, I forgot to do my counterpunch, so I will do 2. And I forgot to do my True Grit as well, so I will do both of those. And discard those 2. Now he's going to hit me for 2, 3, 4. There's nothing I can do about it. I just eat it. Because I cannot do anything. Now, Retaliate says that anytime you're attacked, you do a point back. But Electrostatic Armor says after you defend against an attack, so I cannot do 1 damage that way. All right, and that is the end of the villain's turn. So we will advance to the hero's turn. That is us. We are in round 2 here. There's not a whole lot I can do this turn. Just because I chose to try to get a little bit of a head start on him and get those schemes out of the way and knock out that enemy. Which probably was a poor choice. I probably should have just wrote it out, but honestly, I'm kind of stalled out here, so I'm going to just kind of write it out. I think I'm going to discard my first hit and advance to the next phase, which will ready me. Here we go. All right. So, enemy's turn. 1 on the main scheme. He's going to attack me. I will defend with Cap. And I will, we'll just defend it straight up. He's hitting for 2, 2, 3, 4. Still bounces. Discard. Boom, 6, 7. All right, so we got him on the run right now. We're in good shape. We're gonna ride it out. Hopefully, he doesn't get something else that lets him attack me again. All right, he gets combat knife. It says attach the villain. Attach villain. Its attacks gain piercing, and he gets +1 attack. So he's got piercing, which means that tough doesn't do anything. And I can spend a science resource or a physical resource to discard that card. All right, no big deal. That's the end of the turn. We advance to the hero turn. Play Hearless Termination. And I will discard that to ready myself. I'm going to discard that and Indomitable. No. Desperate Defense. Put the Super Soldier Serum out. And then I will exhaust the Super Soldier Serum to put Indomitable on the board. You have a thwart of 3 right now, but I don't think that's going to matter. So I am going to just attack him for 2 with my base attack power of 2. All right, and that's the end of the Captain America's turn. So we advance to the villain's phase in round 3. He gets 1 up there. He gets his attack. He's going to attack me for 3 now. I'm still defending. Absolutely going to defend. And his attack does 3. Oh, shit. 4, 5, 6. Ouch. And I defend for 2, 3, 4. I will take 2 damage. Nothing I can do about that. Man, ouch. Would have much rather had that just as his attachment than that boost card. That boost card's horrible. All right, so he does 2. I do get to retaliate and do 2 more damage to him. Then we'll discard that, and then I will discard Indomitable to ready myself, so I don't have to discard a card from my hand. And then he gets his encounter card for the turn, and his encounter card is Hunted by Hydra. It's at Insight 1, so that puts 1 on the main scheme. When revealed, each player in hero form takes 1 damage and discards 1 card at random from their hand. So the random discard was the Night Nurse, and I will take 1 damage. There we go. We're half dead, guys. That's alright, though. Stage 1 of him is almost done, too. Alright, so that's our turn. Alright, so I'm going to play Fearless Determination. Lets me draw a card and increases my thwart ability to 3. And I will exhaust and thwart for 3. 2, 3. And then I am going to, before we get any farther, I will discard Endurance. I can do this all day, and then I will flip to Steve Rogers. And exhaust and heal myself for 3 with my recovery of 3. I will play Genius to put the other Super Soldier Serum out. And that is going to be my turn, folks. Alright, so we're going to advance to the villains phase. We ready? 1 on the main scheme. Alright, now, because I'm in alter ego form, he's going to scheme against me. So he's got a scheme of 1 plus a boost card. So schemes for 1, 2, 3. So he schemes for 3. So see, that's why swapping forms is bad. Discard that. And then he is going to get an encounter card, and his encounter card is Concussion Grenade. When revealed in his alter ego, you are confused. So I put a confused on me. That means that the next time I try to thwart, I don't do anything. And I place 1 threat on the main scheme, 2 if you were already confused. I am not already confused. Alright. Discard, and that is the end of the villain's phase. Back to Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers is, you know what? Steve Rogers feels pretty freaking good about what he's got in his hand. So we're going to discard Shield Block and exhaust a Super Soldier Serum to put Agent 13 out. And Agent 13 comes into play. She's a 2 thwart, 1 attack, 3 cost ally, but Steve Rogers lets me put her in play for 2. And then she has a response after Agent 13 enters plays, remove 2 threat from a scheme. So she's going to come in and remove 2 threat here. And then I'm going to exhaust her. She will take a damage for doing so, and she'll get rid of 2 more. I will exhaust the other Super Soldier Serum to put an Indomitable into play. Oh. And then we will flip to Captain America, which will trigger Taskmaster's card text, and he will hit me for nothing. Perfect. And then I will attack him for 2, doing the final 2 damage to him. So that defeats the first stage of Taskmaster. The second stage of Taskmaster comes into play. Boom. With 16 hit points, he's a 2 scheme, 2 attack. When revealed, deal each player an encounter card. So here's the encounter card. And then he still has the same force response. After player changes to hero form, they discard the top card of the encounter deck and take damage equal to the number of boost icons on that card. He still has a combat knife. That doesn't get discarded. All right. Is there anything else I want to do on my turn? No. I think I feel pretty good here. All right, so that's going to be the end of the hero turn. We will advance. We drew an Electrostatic Armor and Desperate Defense. That's fine. Throw 1 on the main scheme up there. He is going to attack me. I will defend with Cap. Here comes his boost card. Right. All right. He hits me for 2, 3, 4, which still bounces that attack. But discards, and he'll take 2. Yep. 1 from Retaliate and 1 for the Electrostatic Armor. And then I will discard Indomitable to ready myself. And then he gets a second encounter card, so I'm going to get 2 of them this turn. Comes the first encounter card. Mimicry. When revealed against heroes, discard the top 5 cards of your deck. If any attack card was discarded this way, Taskmaster attacks me. All right, so if any attack card, the top 5 cards of my deck, 1, no, 2, no, 3, yes, 4, yes, 5. No. So he does attack me. He doesn't attack me for each one. He just attacks me if it happens. All right, so he does attack me. So I will defend still with Captain America. I am going to exhaust and play Desperate Defense, giving me +2. And then if I take no damage, I'll ready myself. I will take no damage because he only hits me for 3. And that will ready me. Boom, get up. And the second encounter card? Shit. All right, so I can flip to Alter Ego form and exhaust Steve Rogers to remove mana at a time, or I discard all the cards in my hand rounded down, or discard half the cards in my hand rounded down to discard this obligation. Both of those are terrible, but I will flip to Steve and exhaust him to put that out of the game because I don't want to see that again. So that is my that is Captain America's obligation. He is the man at a time, so that goes there, and that gets discarded. All right, and that is the end of the Taskmaster turn, so it is our turn again. We will advance to the hero turn. Oh, having a flip like that did not help us too much there. All right, so we're going to use Agent 13 to thwart for 2. He'll take another damage. We'll discard the electrostatic armor. Put Indomitable into play. Down to 7 cards in our deck here. All right, I am going to flip to Cap, which will dish out. Man, that's the 3rd straight time that his ability's done nothing. Man, you know what? I've missed the entire time. What round is this? Round 6? I have missed the entire time adding threat or damage. I think all but like one time I forgot to do that. So I'm just going to dump 6 threat on that right there. Now there's 6 because I missed that the whole time. All right, so I've now flipped. Kind of stuck. I don't think I can do a whole lot else. I don't want to get rid of my preemptive strike. I can't play Nick Fury just yet. I'm waiting for him to have to do something waiting for Agent 13 to go away so he can come in and thwart a bunch for me as well. So that's going to be the end of my turn. All right, so we add 1 up here. I'll take a damage. Taskmaster is going to attack. I will defend here. He attacks for 3/4. Still bounces. Discard. I'll do 2. And I'll discard Indomitable. So ready, Captain America. Boom. Taskmaster's encounter card. Oh, Hydra Hunter. Hydra Hunter's attacks gain piercing and ranged. So ranged means my retaliate does not work against him, but my electrostatic armor will. So my retaliate does not do anything against this jackass. All right, and that's the end of his turn. We'll advance to the hero turn. We'll get rid of 2 more. She'll go there. think we'll shield toss. Puts that back in my hand. I will discard momentum shift and preemptive strike. And I'll hit him for 4, which will kill him. Bye-bye. And Taskmaster for 4. 1, 2, 3. There. Then I'll exhaust a serum to put Cap on board, or the shield back on board. And I'll exhaust the other serum to put Inflappable out. The Inflappable says that if I defend an attack and take no damage, I get to draw a card. I'll exhaust it and draw a card. I still have Cap up here. I will thwart to get rid of my confused. Woo! So it does nothing. That's the end of the hero turn. Got our new deck. It's 1 there. I will take the damage from Taskmaster. His attack. Still defending with Cap. It's for 3, 4, 5. You know what? Now's as good a time as any. I'll use my preemptive strike. Preemptive strike says when a boost card is turned face up while a villain attacks, cancel all boost icons on that card, then deal 1 damage to the villain for each boost icon canceled. So 2. So I will do 2 damage to him for that. And that gets discarded. No energy shield for you. And because I defended an attack and did not take any damage, I will play Unflappable to draw a card. I will discard Armored Vest to play True Grit. That allows me to thwart for my thwart value if I had successfully defended against a attack. I will also counterpunch to do 2 damage to him in return. And then I also successfully defended his attack, so I will do 1 retaliate and 1 electrostatic armor damage. So he's close to being done. He's close to being toasted. We got this. We got this in the bag, guys. All right. And I will, at this stage, discard Nick Fury. I can do this all day, so I stand. And the encounter card for Taskmaster is, just when you think it's all over, Hydra Soldier. He has guard, so I have to kill him first. Then when he's defeated, I have to deal myself an extra encounter card. All right. So that is the end of Taskmaster's turn. We will advance to the hero turn. I don't have a whole lot going on this time. I will attack the Hydra Soldier to do 2 damage to him. And that is going to be all I can do because I did pretty much everything else in reaction to what Taskmaster did. All right, so we're going to add 1 here, and then I will take the damage. It puts me halfway dead. I'm going to defeat him here because I can do damage to him. I cannot attack the villain, but when he attacks me, it'll kill him. So I will defend against Taskmaster's attack. His attack does 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. I will take 1. Nothing I can do about that. That card gets discarded. But he's going to get a retaliate and electrostatic armor, which will defeat Taskmaster. Bam! Get out of here. All right, so I goofed up early in there where I forgot to be taking either the damage or the added threat every turn. But I made up for that by just throwing the 6th threat, just saying, you know what, I'm going to just take the threat. I was keeping his threat down to 0 anyway, so at no point would it have ever gotten high enough to matter. But yeah, Captain America, man, he's a tough son of a bitch. Being able to defend for 4, that's why I chose that +3 hit points and +1 defense. He's a tough SOB. All right, let's read the finale here of the victory condition for Taskmaster. It says, victory, each player who rescued 1 or more allies from Taskmaster encounters it, adds those allies to their deck and records their names in the campaign log. I rescued nobody. because they just didn't. It just didn't come up. If it would have came up, I would have been happy to have done that. Let's go ahead and show you guys the comic here. All right, so here's our comic. Black Widow says, "What's going on, Taskmaster? How did Hydra conquer New York City?" Taskmaster, "It's not just New York, babe. Hydra rules all of America now. Madam Hydra brought Zola the Reality Stone. Then the Doctor used its power to put Hydra in charge. Where is Zola now? He set up shop on Ellis Island. Rumor has it he's doing weird experiments there, trying to develop the perfect soldiers for Hydra. Iron Man. I've heard enough. Let's go get him." So next time on Marvel Champions, Scenario 4, Zola. Having defeated Taskmaster, you learn that Hydra has not only captured New York City, but all of the United States. It was the mad scientist Arnim Zola who built a machine to harness the power of the reality gem and tip the balance of power in Hydra's favor. He has created a research station for himself on Ellis Island and turned the historic port into a nightmare's prison for his unfortunate test subjects. Taskmaster was ordered to bring the heroes he captured there for experimentation. In this upside-down America, you are the only hope the captives have to escape a horrible fate. All right. So there we go. That is next time on Marvel Champions LCG, The Rise of the Red Skull. That'll be next Wednesday at current 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, for Marvel Champions, I appreciate you guys coming and checking out the stream here. Reminder, tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be doing the finale of the Dungeons Legacy campaign, Arkham Horror, with our girl Jenny Barnes, who has seen better days, but there's still an outside shot she can win this thing. So hopefully you can join us for that. Check out all of my videos and stream VODs over on my YouTube channel at Broncos Gaming World. You can also follow me on Twitter at Broncos Gaming World. Same on Facebook, Broncos Gaming World. I am also on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern playing Lord of the Rings. Right now we're doing a Lord of the Rings Saga campaign where we have just finished the entirety of the Fellowship of the Ring campaign story arc. Next week we will be going into the Two Towers portion where we will follow Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli on the hunt for the Uruk-hai to rescue our friends Merry and Pippin who are captured by them. And then, yes, every Wednesday I'm playing Marvel Champions. Every Thursday I'm playing Arkham Horror. And every Tuesday I am playing Lord of the Rings. Right now, periodically I will stream something else, something like Overwatch 2 or XCOM 2 or an RTS game of some kind. But those are my primary days are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Everybody, I really appreciate you coming in, checking out the game. Marvel Champions, awesome game. Go grab it from your local game store. Drop it down, play it with your friends. It's fantastic. Or if you're apt to, play it here on Octagon. And yeah, it'll be awesome. So I appreciate you guys. Take care. Good night.